on not giving anything away. Do you think he actually had good intentions to bring them through the marshes, that it would actually help, or you think it was really just an intention to aid his cause? Or he came up with that along the way, what we'll get into later on.
Oh, the Marshes specifically, I feel like it'd have been very easy for him to let them fall into the wrong spots of it, and then, could easily take what he wanted from it there. I think to cross the Marshes themselves, he was trying to earn his freedom and maybe earn their trust a little bit. Eventually, I think the plan was always going to be kind of what happens later on, that we're not going to go too terribly much into. But I think during like the specifically this part that you're mentioning, just the Marshes, it just makes more sense for him to kind of earn a level of trust, because he could have just let them fall into it, then taken what he wanted and gone off on his merry way. But apparently that didn't occur to him, which honestly, one of those things is like, why didn't that occur to him? Like he could have just done that and he could cuddle the whole day a long time ago. But I guess with him leading it and going first, and the hobbits falling behind, they would be able to see exactly what steps he took, and then if Gollum took like a wrong step to trick them, he'd end up falling it himself. So I guess you kind of have that conundrum there too, is like, would him trying to lure the hobbits into a bad spot on the Marshes actually end up luring himself into it as well, since he would have to figure out where he needed to step to get to a good spot while also leading the hobbits into a bad spot, or else they're kind of both screwed. So I guess that could have played into it as well, but I think getting them across the Marshes was the plan. I think he wanted to do that and get them safely across there. I think a lot of it was to try to earn his freedom too. I don't think he knew what the plan was of Frodo going directly to the Black Gate, and he said he wanted to take him to the Black Gate, but he never said he would want to do afterwards, which is take the ring into Mordor that way. And so I think he wanted to earn his freedom too, and that could have been a way to do that. So, which is, again, it's almost like his mind is very much marred, and I think that kind of leads to our evidence to our earlier points that we're making about it doesn't function as a regular human with reason, because if you think about it, people who've domesticated dogs that we were talking about, you give a dog a command and it like will follow it because it's loyal to you for honestly no other reason other than that you feed it and that you love it and give it a place of shelter. So I guess maybe Smeagol kind of has a little bit of that in him, where like he has some level of loyalty here because they could have killed him and they decided not to. And so instead of thinking strategically at this point in time, he might be out of gratitude that, hey, you guys spared my life here, so I'm going to help you get across. But yeah, I guess that's the best I can come up with on that topic. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't think he was genuinely doing it to help people. I think he was doing it more for his freedom, so it was more of like an on-the-fly decision kind of thing. Just like how he was saying, oh, nice hobbits. He was trying to be more loyal at that point, so I think more of the Smeagol side took over. But it just makes me question, like, how... I think you're right. Like, I wonder, like, kind of based on the foreshadowing we've kind of seen through Sam trusting him and not trusting him, I think in a way it's almost like the Gollum side had a plan, but maybe those two don't exactly converse at the exact time. I think that's the catch there. But I think the Smeagol side, I don't exactly say genuine, but I think it was to help his own cause. But I don't think it was to necessarily, hurt anybody.